Okay, so I'm back, and today I'm doing a review slash demo slash walkthrough of the Kirk Hunter Concert Strings 3 library. So this was just released recently. I've had this for about a month. Unfortunately, I've been a little bit busy, so I haven't had lots of time to mess around with it. But I thought I'd put together a few things to kind of show you how it works. So what you heard at the beginning was playing Flight of the Bumblebee. I just took a small excerpt off the internet. I found a MIDI file and I put it through there. I tweaked it a little bit because the original timing was a little bit off. So I tried to fix it, but there's still some things a little bit off. But one of the things I really liked is these strings, especially the violins, they can play those kind of fast lines, whereas other libraries, they can't really do it. They kind of fail when they play those types of up tempos, but this one actually did pretty well, so I was happy about that. I was also happy about the fact that it could put in those little accents. Next, I thought I would talk about some other things. If you go to Kirk Hunter's YouTube page, you can find the violins, but there's nothing about the violas or cellos. So I thought I would kind of go over violas, cellos, and basses and how they sound. So let me play this once. I just played this in quickly and put some MIDI CCs there to try to change things, but hopefully you can hear how it sounds. So here it goes. Okay, there it is. So if you look down here at the bottom, you see here's MIDI CC1. This is the volume changes, so I'm just writing the volumes up and down. And here is the MIDI CCs. This is MIDI CC14. I'm using this to control the vibrato. So one of the things I really like about this library is the vibrato is completely controllable. You can control the intensity of it, the speed of it, etc. So I'm just kind of ramping it up and down. I didn't do such a good job of it in here. There's a few parts where I thought, I could use a little bit less or a little bit more there. But, if I was doing a real piece, I'd probably spend more time on it. But hopefully that gives you an idea of some things you can do. Oh, also, that was completely dry. I'll turn the reverb on if you want so you can kind of hear that. Here we go. I'll play it again, or I'll play part of it again. I know that's kind of long, so I'll let you hear just the violas. Okay, so now you can hear it there with some reverb on it. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of idea how it would sound like if you mixed it. Although I didn't really spend too much time on that, I just kind of slapped the reverb on there. You can obviously do a better job than that. So before I go on, I thought I'd play a short piece I wrote. This is just something I wrote quickly. One of the things I think this library does really well is it does those kinds of 1950s, 1960s style strings, like Mancini style strings. So I really like that this library for those sounds. So here you go. Okay, so another great feature of this library, or one of the things that Kirk talks about, is how well it blends with other libraries. So if you have another string library and you want to use this as kind of a supplement, it works great for that. So you see here I have London Symphonic Strings. This is a really cool string library. It's really cheap, so it's recorded really wet though. But if you want to use this, I'm using the close mics and the main mics, so it's maybe a little bit of a harsh sound, but it's more of a room tone. I forgot where it's recorded. Someplace in London, though. And I'm using the Kirk Hunter strings under it. So I'll let you hear. First will be completely dry version of the London Symphonic strings, then the Kirk Hunter strings, and then both together. So here we go. Okay, so that's what they sound like. The first one with just the London Symphonic strings, I thought a little bit harsh on the high end. Personally, I would probably EQ out a little bit of the top end. The Kirk Hunter strings are a little bit smoother, and I like the version with them together the best, but it still sounded a little bit weird without reverb, so let me try to add a little bit of reverb to this one more time. I'll let you hear it dry and then with reverb. That was dry, and here's the reverb. Okay, so there you have it. I really don't know. I can't say this will blend perfectly with every single reverb on the market because I don't have it won't blend perfectly with every single string library on the market because I don't have every string library, so I don't know. But in general, I think with this one at least, it blends pretty well, and because the fact it's dry, you can kind of EQ it and change it. So if you have another library that's, a little bit on the duller side, you can kind of roll off the high end, or if you have one that's a little bit more bright, you can boost the high end, and it will take that a little bit better than one with like lots of room tone baked in. Those types of libraries are a little bit hard to change the tonality of. So for that application, I think it's good. So it's kind of a cool thing. And also because you can change the section sizes, if you have another library where it's a small section size, like I don't know, I guess like 6 first violins, you can use the Kirk Hunter and use 6 violins here and then combine them together so you have 12 violins. I was about to say 16, but 6 plus 6 doesn't equal 16, does it? You'll have 12 violins together. And so in that case, it's kind of useful as a blending tool, even if you don't want to use it as your main string library. So there you have it. And also, I'll play another tune here. So this one is, more of like a trailer type of music. I'm using the Kirk Hunter Diamond Concert Percussion, and I'm using Concert Brass 2 by Kirk Hunter 2, and all the strings are, of course, Concert Strings 3. So here we go. Okay, so I thought I'd talk about a few of the features that maybe he didn't go over, like loosen entrances. This one basically controls how tight and loose the entrances are. So now I have it at about 12. I'll try to play some spiccato phrases. So it's fairly tight. Let me loosen it up to some ridiculous amount like 66. Okay, you can probably hear that it's kind of like a flamming, and if I move it all the way to 0, it sounds like one note. So you can basically choose, and you can kind of move back and forth as you're playing also. So if you have a piece and there's one part where you need these really tight spiccato sounds, you can tighten it up, and then you can later change it to, if it in the next section it has like a really nice, smooth legato piece if you want kind of looser entrances. So in that case, I think this feature is really cool. So I really like that feature. It's really good. I usually, as a general rule, I keep it around someplace between 12 and 15, I think is good. Another feature that I think is really good is this mic distance here. So let me change it to the swell articulation. But basically, this controls the perceived distance from the microphone. If you put it up really close like this, you hear it. You can hear lots of top end on it, and you also hear a wide stereo image. But let me move it all the way to the other side. If you're listening on some kind of monitors or headphones or something, you can hear the stereo image got narrower, and there's also a little bit of maybe high-end roll-off. So let me do it quickly. I'll change it from one to the other. There's also quite a bit of popping there. Sorry about that. So I apologize for that. I know there's been a bit too much popping in here. I think playing all these instruments and having my computer, motion capture or video capture and record this at the same time is doing too much. But hopefully that gives you an idea of some of the things you can do. There's some other things here which I like Sordini. That's basically just a mute versus. So with them off, it's like a brighter sound. You put them on, it's a mute. It's a little bit lower in volume, but also less the top end is taken off. And the sul tasto effect, that's basically you play closer to the fingerboard, I believe. So it's a similar idea. It just gives it more like top end roll off. It sounds a little bit sweeter. That one's a little bit more subtle, but you can kind of understand what it does. So those, I think, are really cool features. In the first thing I played, the Mancini type piece I played at the beginning, it used that a lot. So I think it's a really useful feature because some other string libraries don't have Sordino features or Sordini features, whatever you call it. I don't know. I can't speak Italian. So it's a nice feature. But I'll let you listen to one more thing before I get off here. So this is a more like cinematic piece. It's nice and slow and calm and quiet. So you can listen to this, and if you have any comments or you have any questions about this library, let me know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, please remember to thumbs it up, check out some of my other videos below, and don't forget, subscribe. Thanks. Bye.